welcome to my tarot corner. So I have to admit that yesterday reading really took the wind out of me, and I had a plan on having another reading yesterday, and I just couldn't do it after yesterday's reading. And actually, I meant to clear the air today, and I'm going to do that right now using the Palo Santo. So I'm going to clear the air after yesterday's reading because it wasn't so nice and felt really bad to me. So I'm just going to clear the air a little bit. So anyway, so I had a whole other plan for today until I saw the Express. And when I saw the Express, I was really mad because on the front of the Express, the first article was that the royal family hopes that to heal the rift with the Sussexes after the Netflix documentary, or lycomentary as I call it, and completely not talking about the spare, and not speaking about the way that Harry is disrespecting William, and it looks like and the way that Harry and Meghan, both of them, disrespected the Queen. I mean, in the last latest promo that they released for the next 3 episodes, they just took the Queen's speech when she was 25, I think, before she became Queen, when she pledged that no matter how long her life will be, she will dedicate it to the service of the people and the country and the crown, and they just cut it and and changed it to adapt it to their own narrative. And the royal family really, I mean, King Charles really feels that he can forgive Harry and Meghan. I mean, this is really something that caught me and changed completely the way that I mean, it changed completely my decisions on what kind of readings I'm going to do today. So the first reading that I'm going to do is about that. And if you remember, I told you that I have another deck that is a teaching deck. So this is a learning deck for beginners with keywords, and I'll tell you what I like about these cards. First of all, you have the keywords in the upright and the reverse position for people who like reverse. It does have a yes or no or a maybe on each of them. What I do like about it is that you have the signs on each and every one of them. It has this kind of very specific keyword that is describing the card in a way that isn't true for no matter how you read the cards. And it has all sorts of other astrological signs as well, if you are working with astrology as well. So the cards are very good for beginners. And because I am reading, the way that I'm reading the cards is not let's say the way that most readers do. I don't use the keywords that are written on the cards, but I think that these cards are very good for beginners, especially if you want to learn to know the astrological sign that goes with every card, which is a very good a way to learn astrology that with the tarot. Okay, so this is the deck, and please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumption and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourself. And I'm using a spread called End a Family Feud by Sasha Graham from her book of 365 tarot spreads. And this is a spread, and it's interesting because this is a spread from January 28th, that this is the day that Henry VIII was born on. And Henry Tudor was the last king, the last English king to seize the throne. No, I'm sorry, not the Henry VIII, Henry VII. He was the last king to seize the throne on the battlefield. And his marriage to Elizabeth of York ended the War of the Roses. So that's very interesting because many people are seeing the symbolism between Harry and Henry VIII, not Henry VII. And I saw this video by a very spiritual woman who is doing a lot of tarot and past life regressions, and she actually believes that in past life Harry was Henry VIII and Meghan was Anne Boleyn. Okay, so now let's clear the deck. Okay, let's start asking. So, I'm doing this reading from King Charles' point of view. So, can King Charles end the family feud with Harry and Meghan? Can he forgive Harry and Meghan for everything that they have done? Can he bring Harry and Meghan back to the royal family? Can King Charles end the feud with Harry and Meghan? Okay, so I'm cutting the deck into three. And the first card is the situation as it stands. And the situation as it stands right now is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords, that's a card of deciding not to decide. So right now, there is no decision. This is a card of rest, as it says here. But this is also, it's funny to read what it says here. Fear, anxiety, stress, feeling overwhelmed, mental overload, needing solitude, relaxation, rest, peace and quiet, sanctuary. All of these things, by the way, are a mixture of the positive and negative aspects of the card in the way that I read the cards. But what I can say about the Four of Swords is that it is decide not to decide. It's a time out. And right now, King Charles hasn't made a decision yet. He's not ready to make a decision. So this is a message card. It is a process right now that is not clear yet, because things are not clear yet, because there are three more episodes of a Netflix documentary that needs to come out. There is still the book that needs to come out. Until all of these things are coming out, King Charles cannot make a decision. So right now he doesn't have all of the information in order to make a decision. So this is a card that is telling us that right now he cannot make a decision because he doesn't have all of the facts. So this is the situation as it stands right now. Okay, so is there a middle ground between the Sussexes and the royal family? And the answer is the Hierophant. So first of all, the Hierophant is King Charles. And I'm just switching the cards because I see that I'm getting them upside down. So it means that the deck is upside down. The Hierophant is another representation of King Charles, because he is now the head of the English Church. But it is also a card that speaks about doing the right thing. So if we're asking if there is and this is a maybe card, according to this deck, but it is also a maybe card in my interpretations. This is a message card. This is not a yes or no card. It doesn't tell us whether or not it is yes or no. What it does tell us is that it is a message card with a tendency towards a yes. But we need to remember that behind every Hierophant there is a devil lurking. So the Hierophant can only come out if Harry and Meghan do the right thing. So they need to do the right thing in order for the yes to come out, in order for the Hierophant to make a decision, and the right decision, or the decision in their favor. They need to do the right thing for King Charles to decide to want to make peace with them. So this card is very interesting because it has quite. I'm sorry about this interruption. I have to put the phone on silence. So as I was saying, this card has quite a few interpretations. So the first interpretation is to do the right thing. The second interpretation is the religious one, which is the fact that it is a representation of the King Charles. And the third interpretation, it could be, because it is the Hierophant, and we are talking about Harry and Meghan, that maybe, and this is once again a maybe, that King Charles will be willing to accept Harry back if he divorces Meghan. Because the Hierophant is a religious leader, he is connected to divorce, because he is also connected to marriage. So because he is performing either marriages or divorces. So both of these things are connected to the Hierophant. So this could also be one of the reasons, or one of the things that could be a thing that might be something that will help King Charles decide to reconcile with Harry. Okay, so what role does King Charles play in this feud? So what did he do to deserve this feud? Or if he did, what did he do wrong? And what I'm getting here is the Ten of Wands. Now, this is a card that says that he took too much upon himself. This is not a bad card. As you can see, according to this deck, this is a yes card. Now, this card is about taking too much upon yourself. This is about taking more and more and more burden upon yourself, taking more things on yourself. So, actually, this card is not showing us that King Charles did something wrong. It shows us that King Charles was willing to take on himself more and more. He was willing to give Harry more money. He was willing to give Harry more things to do. He was willing to do quite a lot in order to give Harry the feeling that he is accepted, that he is loved, that he is everything that we can think of. I mean, he was willing to do that. So this card shows us that King Charles didn't do anything wrong. He actually took upon himself way too much in order to try and make Harry and Meghan feel welcome, in order to make them feel that they are wanted, they are loved, he really tried very hard. He took more and more upon himself. He paid millions of dollars for Meghan's wardrobe in the first year of their marriage, something that he never paid for Catherine, for example. He let them go to all sorts of vacations in so many places. I mean, things that nobody else in the royal family did. And these are things that Charles took upon himself, and actually neither Harry nor Meghan did any royal, neither of them did a lot of royal engagements. If someone counted the number of engagements that Meghan did and got to 72. So this is really ridiculous. I mean, and for example, we didn't hear any kind of reproach from not the Queen, not King Charles, to Harry for ditching the Royal Marines event, memorial event that he promised to go to for going to the premiere of The Lion King to pitch for Meghan a voiceover for Disney. So nobody told him that it's not acceptable. Nobody told him that it's not okay. Nobody gave him any kind of reproach. But so this card shows that if any role that King Charles had is by taking too much upon himself and not reproaching Harry, not giving Harry a pat or some kind of lesson or some kind of reproach or some kind of I don't know how to express it exactly, but telling him that what he's doing is wrong. Okay, so this is King Charles' play in this feud. So is there a personal action that King Charles can do in order to heal? And what I'm getting here is no. And although this is a maybe card, according to this is the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is a no card in my book. And this is a card that speaks about being in a place of, first of all, not seeing reality and being in a place of having to choose between two very bad choices, but you're in a place of not seeing reality, being disengaged from reality, and because of that, you are unable to cope with reality. So, this is a message card with a tendency to know. And this card shows that actually it's very difficult for King Charles to find a way to heal. And although this is a Libra card, I didn't know that this is a Libra card, which is also which is talking about some kind of equilibrium, but it is a card that shows that King Charles is in a place of depression. It is a card that shows that he has this tendency to overlook facts, and he is reluctant to face problems, and he is in this goes very well with the Four of Swords, because this is another card that says that he is posing and he's not facing reality, and he's not engaging with the struggle. He's just keeping it in this other compartment. He just doesn't deal with that. He is just right now. It is something that he is keeping in another compartment, and this is something that he right now he doesn't want to deal with. Okay, so that is card number 4. Okay, card number 5 is, can or does King Charles have the strength to truly forgive? And what I'm getting here is the Lovers. Now, the Lovers is not a clear yes or no. As you can see here, it says yes or no. But the Lovers card, as I tell you many times, it is not about the lovers. It's not about love. It is about looking at your life's pathway and looking at what is redundant in your life pathway and deciding what is not helping you and what is not helping you in your life's pathway, what is redundant, what don't you need, and then just cutting it out of your life pathway. And as it says here, major choices. So this card actually shows us that King Charles has to make a major choice. So does he have the strength to truly forgive? Probably yes. Why? Because he's strong enough to decide whether or not Harry and Meghan are redundant from his life. And it's not easy for a man to decide that to cut out a son from his life. So it's if he has the strength, the inner strength to decide to cut out his son from his life, he also has the inner strength to forgive his son. So it all depends in the way that Harry acts from this point forward. So how does the next 3 episodes of the Netflix documentary proceed, and how does the spare book deals especially with Camilla? I think, and I think that many people have said that if Harry is being very disrespectful towards Camilla, that would be the end of their relationship. But apparently being disrespectful for the Queen or Prince William is not something that King Charles is unable to forgive. So this is about being very total. So if he decides that he can forgive, then he will be able to forgive. If he decides that he cannot forgive, then that will be a very total decision. But at any rate, he will be able to do that either totally yes or totally no. Okay, so can King Charles be the bigger person and place his feelings aside? And the card that I'm getting here is a yes card. And the yes card is the Three of Wands. Now, I've been getting for a long time that King Charles is willing to forgive Prince Harry. Now, if you take a look at all of my readings about King Charles, in one of my readings, I remember for sure that was even willing to accept Meghan back as long as Harry comes back. So he was willing to accept Harry back for a long time. So this card about can he be the bigger person? Can he place his feelings aside and forgive? This is a yes card because King Charles can do that. This is a card of cooperation and recognition. This is a card of someone who is being the bigger person. This is a card of someone who is able to go out on this journey to realize his potential. He's being recognized, he's having the cooperation of everyone, and he is able to do things with others, and he's able to forgive, to forget. This is a person who is, this is a success, the first success in the suit of wands. And many times I've explained that there are three cycles in every one of the suits of the minor arcanas. And the first suit begins with the ace and ends with the number 3. And number 3 is either a success or a failure. In the suit of swords, the 3 of swords is a big failure. In the suit of wands, the 3 of wands is a big success. It's like someone who finishes school, for example, or someone who is getting a certificate. But this is a card, this is a yes card. This is a card that tells us that yes, King Charles, it can be the bigger person. It only shows us that King Charles is a bigger person than we all thought. So it shows us something about King Charles' personality. So he can be a person that can forgive and forget. And this is something that is very good for a king, because a king, it doesn't have to be, he has to be a person that can forgive and forget. A person that is keeping scores and keeping notes and is resentful is not a good king. Cannot be a good king. A good king needs to know how to forgive and forget. And I'm not talking about Harry and Meghan now. I'm talking about being a king as a whole. Now, for every situation, of course, you need to look at every situation separately. But this tells a lot about King Charles as a person. And as a person, he is able to forgive and forget, which is a very good quality for him as a person. Okay, so what is not being said? What is unsaid? And the card that I'm getting is the 5 of Wands. So first of all, the 5 of Wands is, as it says here, is a card of conflict. But it's actually a card that says that there is a possibility to get the victory if you receive help. So what is not being said here is what is not being said here is that the Sussexes, first of all, need help. They need not financial help, they need mental help. And this is something that is not being said. And if they want to succeed as individuals, as independent people, no matter what, in any way, they need help. Right now, the way that they act, they are like petulant children. Right now, the way that they act, they are doomed. They will never succeed. They need help. And this is not being said. People are letting them act like small children. Really, I heard today someone who said something about the way that Netflix is letting them show how their real faces, just like Allison from the Cut magazine. Sorry, the air here is so dry that my throat gets dry. Alison Richmond from the Cut magazine, what she did, she actually let Meghan speak, and she wrote what she wrote was a full report of Meghan and the way that she talked and the way that she acted with no filters. And this is something that Meghan didn't like. And why didn't she like that? Because she came out the way that she really is. And this is something that she didn't like because people scrutinized her. And this is exactly what happens with Netflix. Netflix are not coming there and telling the Harry and Meghan, listen, you are really disturbed, you need help. No, it's good for the ratings to show how disturbed they are. So they are not being shown as they wanted to be seen, as the people that are really suffered. I mean, they are shown as ridiculous as they are. I mean, this scene of them being in that car and being, and it's so ridiculous the way that they are seen as if they are being afraid of the paparazzis, and it's so it's so cringeworthy, really. It's so obvious that they are playing this part and very bad actors. And I mean, it's almost as if Netflix is ridiculing them. So nobody is actually telling them that they need help. So someone really needs to get up and tell them, listen, if you want to succeed, you really need help. Okay, so what must be communicated? And what I'm getting here is the Three of Cups. And this card is telling them that this is a card of celebration. Now, this card is actually badly aspected by the Five of Wands. When we have a bad card near a good card, the bad card always takes the bad aspects of the good card from the good card. So it's like it's almost as if we got it in the reverse. Now, now if we look at the negative aspects of the Three of Swords, of the Three of Cups. the negative aspects of the Three of Cups, that's overindulgence. That's celebrating something before you really have a reason. This is about losing trust. This is about superficial relationship. So this is something that they should know. They should know that everything that they do is superficial. They should know that their own relationship is superficial. They should know that they are celebrating way too soon because they are actually not so successful. If you're looking at the ratings are not so good. So they should know that this is about premature joy. This is about superficial treatment of the problems. So this is something that they should know. They should know that they are not as successful as they believe. They should know that they are celebrating way too soon. Okay, so this is something that they should know. Okay, would a third party help? And the card that I'm getting here is yes. The Seven of Wands is a yes card because the Seven of Wands is talking about concentrating on the most important things and leaving the trivial things aside. Now, this is in this deck, it's called a yes card. With the way that I studied tarot, it's a message card, but still it's a message card that is in the way that I learned it. It is going towards the yes, because when you're speaking about standing on your own, and when you're speaking about concentrating on the most important things and leaving the trivial things alone, it is about concentrating on the problems, concentrating on the things that caused the problems. So if we're talking about will a third party help, the answer is yes. Someone will come and help them or negotiate between the royal family and Harry and Meghan. So there is this possibility that someone will negotiate between the two parties. And the last card is the ultimate outcome. So what is the ultimate outcome? And what I'm getting here, it's not so good. I mean, this is a yes card according to this deck, but unfortunately, knights are people that are losing opportunities. And the Knight of Wands is the aloof knight. It is the knight that is never really excited about anything. It is the knight that is never ignited. And because of that, he loses the opportunity. So although King Charles is showing a lot of goodwill and willing to do a lot in order to accept Harry and Meghan, and he will show that, although he hasn't made that decision yet, and he still haven't made that his mind. But he will show that he will show that unless the Sussexes completely do things that completely make him decide to cut them out, he will show that goodwill. But this card is a card of losing the opportunity. There will be an opportunity, but the opportunity will be lost. And probably because it will not be exciting enough for the Sussexes. Because the Sussexes will think or believe, because they are prematurely celebrating, so they will believe that they still have so many opportunities that they haven't explored, and they have so many things in front of them that they haven't explored and they haven't done yet, and they have so much options to make more money that they don't need the royal family, and because of that they will lose the opportunity to patch the or to end this family feud. This is according to my belief and the way that I read the cards. So this is the tarot. Now the oracle card, and the oracle card is from the angels and ancestors, and this is for King Charles, and I believe that King Charles needs some advice from his angels and ancestors. So let's see what kind of advice can we give him. So let's clear the deck. Okay, so King Charles advised on ending the feud with the Sussexes. Advice for King Charles on ending the feud with the Sussexes. Okay, Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing. Let's see what it means. Interesting. The message is take action. Do what you know you need to do. And the extended message is there is an old pattern rising up in you now, and it's time to deal with it and release it for good. You're being encouraged to love and respect yourself enough to take the steps you know you need to take to move closer to where you'd like to be. You already know the answers. You know what you need to do. You may have been using delaying tactics or holding back, but now you are being guided to take actions. Action requires courage, but your angels and guides are bringing you the courage to move forward. Take just one step. When you do, the next one will be presented to you. Interesting. So this is it for this reading, and I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.